All right, let's see today something about central nervous system and sensitization of the central nervous system. I have here my best colleague, Spiros Dimotrakis
Kalimera.
From Greece.
And we're in Belgium.
We are in Belgium, and he did a great seminar in the last few days in the south of Belgium for manual neurotherapists and nerve reflexologists, and they all liked him. He's a great guy. And he developed his own massage and foot reflexology, orthopedic reflexology.
Correct.
And you are instructing everywhere in Europe. You don't
Wherever this is.
And you surely have noticed him on Facebook with his orthopedic reflexology. He's a great guy, and he has some signs and symptoms, aren't you, of nervous system that are annoying you, like, tell me.
Well, occasionally I might have some tooth pain in the back. Occasionally, I find that interesting when I eat some chocolate, let's see, but it's not every time, Nico. Or sometimes, I have black spots in my eyes, but again, it's not every time. I've also noticed that when I make a bad thought, something I said to someone in the past, I might sneeze, or something else very interesting, I might cough. But it happens, suddenly. It's not, I can't fix it. Mostly with a thought process, maybe. Something like it triggers it,
Some emotional triggers, like a little bit of stress and these things.
I would pinpoint it to that. But you're my therapist today, aren't you?
Yeah,
I've come for you to tell me.
There's all these nerves here in the face, like the oculomotor nerves and trigeminal nerves in the teeth, and so that might have an indication that there's something going on in his brainstem and in his limbic system that might be stressed and emotionally induced. So I give you some techniques to reduce these symptoms and to calm down the nervous system, your limbic system, your emotional system. So
this
that
is
you can have a nice day today.
Yes, we must. And this is simple stuff, yes? Easy techniques?
Very simple techniques.
Safe? Are they safe, or am I in danger?
Safe. Everyone can do this and everyone can apply these techniques. Involve therapists, and you know something about reflexology and you know something about the nervous system, then you can apply this easily. So let's see what we can do.
Let's see what you're going to do. All right.
Lie on your... So what I'm going to do, maybe you can approach a little bit. So what I'm going to do is use these spinal nerves here in the cervical spine and use these these occipital nerves that runs over here and the trigeminal nerve that runs over here to apply some soft techniques on these nerves in order to enter directly into the brainstem and they enter directly, have connections with all these limbic system emotional structures over here. And by applying some soft pressure techniques on all these nerves, you can easily decline the activity in the central nervous system. So let's start, and I start with my fingers over here, supplying on the intrinsic muscles and the spinal nerves over there in the cervical spine on both sides, of course, together on both sides. And I try to detect where there are tensions, facial tensions, nerve tensions. And then I come to the squama here, the underside of the skull, and I go from the middle to decrease all fascial tension and nerve tension in this area. Ask a little bit of concentration, feeling where the tensions are, holding a little bit your fingers on this tension until it releases, and then you can go on over the whole line where all these cervical muscles and fascias, ligaments are connected to the skull. When you finish that, you can repeat this once, 3 times, whatever is needed. I just show you one way to go here. All right. So the next step can be that you go over here, turn a little bit over the head, use your other hand and go in this region, trapezius region, where the accessory nerve runs, and the accessory nerves have many connections with the vagus nerve that runs over there, and with the sympathetic system, with the ganglia of the sympathetic system that are over here, and they are making connections with these nerves over here. So you can easily go there with your thumb, glide a little bit, feel where the tensions are, give a little bit of traction on the skull so that this myofascial structure here is capable to release. You do it easily, softly, by light pressures until you feel that tension is going down there, like this. And then you can enter here under the sternocleidomastoid muscle, between the muscle and the joints and the vertebrae there are all these ganglia, these nerve ganglia of vagus nerve, nodose ganglion, and the sympathetic ganglia for the sympathetic nervous system. You can glide over there and touch these ganglia and give them a good impulse to relax. So softly over here, all down the cervical spine there, easily. And of course you do the same technique on the other side, and you do it like this again on this side. And remember, by touching these ganglia and all these parasympathetic and sympathetic nerve pathways, you can bring like an equilibrium, a balance between the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. And of course you can apply the same techniques here on the trapezius muscle for the accessory nerve over here, which has tight connection with vagus nerve and trigeminal nerves. It's all known from the neurophysiology. And the next step can be that you go here with your fingers on the base of the skull, where all these occipital nerves are coming out, major, minor occipital nerve, auricular nerve, and you pick up these nerves and these pathways of these nerves, and you glide with your fingers easily over the whole pathway of these nerves, softly feeling tensions, waiting until tensions are released. On both sides of the skull, of course, and you can follow the whole trajectory, the whole way where these nerves are running over the skull. And you can also repeat this twice or 3 times until you feel that there's enough relaxation. And all these nerves run to the middle of the skull over here. And now we're going to do the same with the trigeminal nerve. There's a firm connection with vagus nerve, trigeminal nerve, sympathetic nervous system. So you can use these 3 branches of the trigeminal nerve to release these sensitizing connections between vagus nerve and sympathetic nervous system. And you can do it like this. Just go over the run of these nerves. This is one pathway of the trigeminal nerve, which we call mandibular nerve, all to the jaw, over there. And the second step is the middle nerve of the trigeminal nerve. Over here, the upper jaw, the maxillary branch of the trigeminal nerve. Once again, all to the jaw here, temporal mandibular joint there. Other techniques are here for the ophthalmic, the upper part, ophthalmic part of the trigeminal nerve, which starts here under the eyebrows. So if it's painful, touch it soft. Don't cause pain. It has to be relaxing. Come over the eyebrows. Go over the front. Like this. And you take another branch over here. Softly. Jump over the eyebrows. Don't touch the eyebrows. Jump over it. And continue over the skull. So what we do now is taking the ears and taking the skin, massage circles, taking the whole ear, because in the ear you have many other cranial nerves like fascial nerve, glossopharyngeal nerve, that all have connections to the brainstem and to the limbic system. And you can do these soft techniques in both directions. Like this, and continue until you feel relaxation in these tissues. You can even go with your thumbs on the ear here, pull a little bit up, pull a little bit down, circulating for these fascial and glossopharyngeal nerves, all brainstem nerves, you know. It's an easy way to handle these nerves. All right. So you can repeat this several times until you feel relaxation. Next step, what I do is taking here with my index fingers between C1, cervical 1, and the base of the skull. And I do a little bit of traction towards me, a little bit of traction, just to release these connections between the cervical spine and the skull, and to open all these structures so that the nerve pathways from the spine to the brainstem have free way to go. And this little small tractions, you can hardly see it moving, they cause a deep relaxation into the brainstem. It's all about balance between sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. And you hold this as long as you think and feel that there is enough relaxation here. All right. Like this. Okay, and while Spiro said that he's some difficulties and sometimes these flickering eye motor. There are several endings, trigeminal nerve endings, which you can use to release this area here. Emotional conditions and stress conditions. Go over the nose there, because also there these are these trigeminal nerves, facial nerves that can irritate in stress conditions and causing sneezing. Just do it easily. Like this. And while he is complaining of coughing, take the throat bone over here. Glossopharyngeal nerve, vagus nerve. Take it between thumb and fingers and move it from side to side, to the left side. And you feel a lot of tension. In his case here, there's a lot of tension on these muscles that move this throat bone. And you can easily mobilize it. Certainly when I go inside, I feel a lot of tension there. And you must eat a little bit and go back to the left side and try again. And you can see every time I'm coming back to the right side, there is more and more movement, meaning that the vagus nerve and glossopharyngeal nerve is relaxing these muscles and have a good influence in the brainstem and the limbic system. All right. Sometimes these techniques, while you are touching all these nerves that are so connected with the emotional centers in the limbic system, sometimes it can cause some emotional, emotional outbreaks. That the client or the patient feels that the emotions are coming up. Tell them that it's normal, that it belongs to the release of the emotional system. It's not to be afraid of. It's a good thing that it happens. All right. And of course, when you follow us on Facebook, you saw yesterday my colleague Judith was showing releasing desensitizing techniques on the foot with foot reflexology or nerve reflexology. And that's what we do in manual neurotherapy. We combine body techniques for the nervous system with nerve reflex points and nerve zones on the foot to have more stimulus to decline the sensitized nervous system. So that is shortly showing all these techniques. Of course, when you do this in real therapy session, it might be take, let's say, 10 minutes and combine with some foot and nerve reflexology, some 15, some 20 minutes to desensitize the central nervous system. And then you can go with your massage techniques, mobilizing techniques, whatever you know, to enter in the peripheral nervous system and resolve peripheral problems in arms, legs, bowel, back, and so on. All right, I hope you enjoyed this and that you are stimulated to look further in our trainings and to learn more about this nervous system techniques. Good. Thank you, Spiros. All right. Can you sit up? So tell me, how does it feel?
You know, I feel good. Feels good. Tried to listen to you, but you know, you relax, beautiful. Yeah, we did it yesterday twice, you know.
Yeah.
And yesterday we did it twice. The first time I had some reactions. Today was much better. Yeah, beautiful stuff, easy stuff.
Easy stuff, really
I'd like
easy.
to say something, Nico.
Say it.
Comes to mind, they're safe, they're simple. Many practitioners use these techniques, face reflexology, acupuncture points.
Of course.
Under knowing the theory of TCM, I was understanding you were touching it. Now you brought in the science. So people are doing it already.
Yeah.
Family members to each other, health practitioners to their clients. But it's so good, you know, hearing the nerves and the explanation, the physiology, the science behind it, what's going on. It reinforces. So I think it's only good people practice it, understand when to use these techniques with motivation. It reinforces it, I think. Yeah. It's only good.
Now, the beautiful thing about traditional Chinese medicine and all these meridians, what they knew 1,000 years before Christ, now in neurophysiology we understand all these combinations.
I have a tear.
Yeah. So it's more, how shall I say, it's applying neurophysiology, the modern neurophysiology, implying in what traditional Chinese medicine already knew long before.
Or intuition, human nature,
intuition,
the creator, or what energy, whatever exists, God, if you like, whatever everyone likes. We all know it's like software.
Yeah.
We come to this planet with the ability to help each other. Yeah, because people do it naturally to their children.
Yeah.
You know, I think you explained it with the nervous system, with science. So people should just keep on doing it, and those that don't,
of course,
should get into it.
Get into it.
Yeah.
So let's have more fun today, Spiros, while you're still here, before you leave for Greece tonight. Let's have some fun together.
Go practice on each other. Hope you